Hello mga kababayan, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Laruan ni Obi-Wan. For this afternoon's review, we are going to unbox Jane Foster from the Thor Love and Thunder movie. So let's examine the contents of our purchase. So we have the Jane Foster figure in the Thor outfit. We have an alternate head sculpt. We have the Mjolnir Hammer and the Korg Build-A-Figure piece, which I think this is that is the left leg of Korg. So let's take a look at the Mjolnir Hammer. So with regards to size, this is something similar to the one that was used with the worthy Captain America figure. So the only difference would be the details on the hammer head, which are the cracks. But the cracks are not panel lined. So what you have to do to make this a more accurate or movie accurate piece is to get a Sharpie or any marker pens or paint pens and really touch up on the cracks of this hammer. But it's nice to note that the handle is not made of really soft rubbery plastic compared to the ones that were issued to the Thor action figures. The two Thor action figures, the Stormbreaker handles were just way too flimsy, so I had to really change it. But with regards to this one is going to be maintained as is. So let's take a look at the head sculpts. Okay, so let's take a look at the head sculpts that are included with this set. So in packaging, the action figure came with this head sculpt on. So the Jane Foster head sculpt. As to accuracy, whether this is the same or likeness to the actress who played the female Mighty Thor, I really can't tell the likeness. It's a little bit far off. But with regards to the other head sculpt, which would be this, so majority of the time this action figure is going to be displayed in my shelf with this head sculpt on. So it's just a bonus feature that we have another head sculpt. So if we have a female figure to custom with, then I guess this is going to be used later on. But for this Thor Love and Thunder movie, this is going to be the head sculpt that's going to be on the figure. So this is more accurate. This is the one that you want, and this is the one that's going to stay with the figure. So as for the paint quality, no splashes or overlays. It is nicely painted. So not much on the paint on the panel lines of this helmet, but the front, it's okay, not cross-eyed or anything. So this is a better looking head sculpt compared to the Thor variant that we have on board. Okay, so let's discuss articulation on this figure. But first, before we pop this helmeted head on, let us take a look at the articulation point on the head. So actually, this dumbbell joint is okay, but we just need to shave a little bit of material on the back portion of the neckline. So actually I already did it. So I already took off some of the excess materials on the neck area, so as to improve articulation of the neck. So as you could see, the tilts would be somehow improved. So let's put on the head sculpt of this figure. So it's easy to put on. Now let's look at first the head tilt. So let's hold on to the figure very well, just like this, and examine the head tilts if we improved. So actually, yep, we already improved the head tilts, but if you want to improve it more, you have to dunk this head sculpt on boiling water and reposition the hair piece. So if you want more articulation on that head, that is possible now if you angle the hair piece this way. So it's going to free a lot more of motion for the head. So for looking down, we don't have problems for head tilts looking down, but because of the hair, just the angle of the hair and the excess material on the neck, you just have to clear it with an X-Acto knife. And this, you have to heat it on boiling water and cold water treatment just to improve the articulation on the head. As for sideways motion, that is the motion for sideways for the head sculpt. And for the body, though we have a little bit of motion on the waistline, that motion, actually we really don't have any form over here or any form of articulation on the waistline actually. So majority of the motion would be on the diaphragm. I think that is just how loosely connected the upper and the lower parts of the body are, that possibly we need to reglue that later in case the upper and the lower disengages. But as for articulation for the body of this figure, so on the diaphragm area we have a ball for articulation of circular movement, forward motions, backward motions. So that is the articulation for the body. So for the arms, we have pinless joints, so 2 points of articulation. For the elbows, we have a cut on the biceps for bicep rotation. We also have a hinge and rotation for the hand, so this is the hinge for the left hand. The hinge for the right hand would be on the thumb area, so especially this hand area is going to be the accessory holding hand. So that is the motion for the hand area for the right side. Now let's take a look at the back. So this figure, in when it was packaged, I guess it was packaged this way. That's the reason why this flap is really bent this way. So yep, I need to subject it to more heat treatment so as to take its right form. But with regards to how the leg would move backwards, it is hindered because of how the butt is designed. We have that flap over here which hinders the leg from moving backwards much. So but with moving forwards or kicking forwards, that is the motion that we have for kicking forwards. For kicking sideways, so really much. We have a thigh cut for articulation of the thighs. You also have pinless joints for the knee, 2 points actually. And let's take a look at the bend. So decent bend, so does not break the outline of the figure. And but I just hope that the knee pads were a bit inverted or a bit bigger so as to give a more structured or anatomically correct bend for the knee. We don't have any cut on the shin area for boot rotation, but for the foot we have a hinge on the foot and we have a rocker. So totally this is an okay articulating figure. So Marvel Legends would really, with their female figures so far, the builds are okay. So as for details, nicely detailed armor. So the color of the suit matches the color of the forearm guards and the glove set. So as for the boot area also, color matches are okay, and we have a very bright, vibrant red long cape, and this cape is not attached to the back of the figure by a peg. So you could see much of the back of the figure. So if you like to apply some more panel lines on this, actually you could. So just like the Thor figure, so we don't have any actually pegs, a peg on that too. So yep, so this is the reason why I painted the armor of Thor, the discs on his suit silver, because I was taking a look at the pictures of this Jane Foster, and the discs are actually painted silver on this figure. So as you could see, the discs, they're painted silver, while originally on this Thor action figure, the top discs were painted silver, but the rest of the discs were actually painted black. So to match with Jane Foster, I would paint those discs silver too. So as for so how do they match together? Well, the hammer would a little bit be bigger, because of course, considering that Thor was using the Mjolnir Hammer first before Jane Foster, then it's imaginable that the hammer size would be this big or massive. So that is actually just okay. So let's pose these two figures side by side and discover if they would somehow blend well. And okay, so let's take all the things to the side, and as you could see, actually okay, they are nicely in scale together. Of course, Thor would be a bigger guy compared to Jane Foster, so I think that's the right scale. So really like this purchase. So if you see this figure at your local Walmarts or possibly at your Targets, actually I saw a Thor figure. So Marvel Legends, I think are back at Target shelves. So just check for local availability. So if Target is nearby your place compared to a Walmart, then I think you could get these figures there. Okay, so if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and see you on the next review. So let's go to the photos and the video shots.